You know, the law of wasted effort is one of the universal laws of nature. Nature has got certain rules that it put in place to ensure that things are always corrected when they get in excess. One of such laws, which I know is very popular and we know about, is the law of karma. Who has not heard about the law of karma? Who does not know about the law of karma? Okay, nobody knows it here. You don't know? I cannot believe that. Everyone does. In fact, people even know, at least you've heard the law of karma. You may not know exactly that the law of karma is not just one law, actually. It's actually a series of laws. Yes, there are about 13 or 15 of them, actually. But summarized into one sentence. Whatever you give is what will come back to you. That's the law of karma. So if you give good things, good will come back to you. You give negative things, bad things, that is what will come back to you. It might not come back to you in a way that people would see and openly realize it, but you can be sure it comes back to you. Another of nature's law is the Murphy's law. Murphy as in the name. Number one, we have law of karma. Number two, Murphy's law. And Murphy's law tells you that if you are doing a thing, anything that you fear that can go wrong will definitely go wrong. I don't know if you've experienced that. Let's say you're in a vehicle and you're worried that you're going to be late for an event. Do you know that eventually you actually end up running late for that event? But even if you are in a vehicle and you say to yourself, okay, I might not have left at the time I should leave, but I believe I'll be there on time. Somehow, you manage to get to that event on the nick of time. If you are relaxed, everything goes on smooth, nice. But if you're so worried, that worry affects everything all around you and causes you to still be late. Then there's another one. Kidlin's law. Kidlin's law is not very particular. Simply tells you that do the right things, follow the right steps, and you get the results you want. So those are laws. And then here, there are many more, but we can't, if I keep going over laws and laws, we'll be looking at laws. But now let's bring it home. Law of wasted efforts. You can even put an S if you like. What does law of wasted effort deal with? It deals with how you handle failure. You know, in life, you win some. Well, I'm not saying that one again. You win some, you lose some. But guess what? The number of things you lose will be more than the number of things you win. That's life for you. You see, the law of wasted effort, just like the other laws, you know, it's a series of things, connection, network, that at the end of the day, you have to bring them all together to see what that law actually states and what it's meant to achieve. Unveiling the mystery. What do you think when failure happens to you? What do you believe? Okay, sorry. Do you believe failure is a stepping stone to success? Do you agree that failure cannot be permanent? Let's answer the first question. What do you think when failure happens to you? When you do something and you fail, what do you think? What comes to your mind? I want us to be real now because, as a coach and a teacher, I deal with real life situations. So I'd like you think back to anything you've tried and you failed. How did you feel when you failed? I want someone to tell me. You take again? Okay, you feel sad. What other feelings did we have? Yes, sir. He picks himself up and goes again. Another person, that when you do something you fail. Exactly. You begin to question yourself that maybe I didn't do this thing. Maybe I should have raised my right leg instead of the left leg. That who knows, it might have worked. What else? How else? Yes. Self-assessment she begins to appraise herself. Whether what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? What else? What are our feelings? One more and then we'll continue with the class.
Feeling of what people around you or people that don't feel. Exactly.
All those big bottles where they're around you. How will they carry the gist? How they go take transmit and the army boss? Because what they concern them go concern them suddenly. How do they, take the news and spread it? Those are, feelings are different. Disappointment, sadness, self-appraisal, you pick yourself, say, okay, I want the next opportunity to do things. Different feelings come with it. That is all good. Then the next one, do you believe failure is a stepping stone to success? Yes. Surely it is. You do a thing and you fail. Just like Oga told us here, you simply pick yourself up and go again. I'll tell you something. If you want to learn something about law of wasted effort, watch babies. Do you believe that failures cannot be permanent? Do you know that some people believe that I can never get this thing? There are some people who have that mindset. I can never get this thing. Some people have that mind. With something as little as opening this bottle, some people believe no matter how hard they try, they will not be able to open this. So whenever they get a bottle of water, they are looking for someone to help them open it. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean. There are people who have such mentality. It might not be with this water, it might be with something else. Do you know that some people believe that once you set an exam, you say, okay, let's do spelling test now, spelling bee contest. Some people believe that, I go carry last, I go fail, I don't get anything. You know, there are people with that mindset. Once the thing involves mathematics, hey, it is that fear. You might be a genius, but you've already pushed yourself down. It's a phobia. So, failures cannot be permanent. And I tell you, if you want to understand this law, look at babies. When babies are born, I'm sure we have all seen babies trying to climb a chair or climb a bed. Abi? Or you see babies trying to come down from the bed. They will try, they will not be able to. Their leg no will reach, they will go back, they will turn, they look at the thing. Does it stop them from trying? In the process of trying to come down, the thing might be a little higher than they anticipated. They don't even anticipate the height. They fall from the thing, hit their head on the floor. They start wailing and bawling. At the end of the day, you come, carry them. Oh, don't cry again. You to stop trying to climb down now. Will the baby stop? The minute you put that baby on the bed again, goes back to the same activity. Next thing you know, that baby is a professional. Even if you do a cut with very high rails, leaving small space at the roof, they go climb back. Yes. And then they come down on the other side. In fact, some babies will climb the door. You will not imagine how. You enter your house, you see you are looking for your baby, you see a Spider-Man on top the door. How did you get there? Never giving up. They understand well. Law of nature is for, how will I say, those who are basically like babies. You don't have any reservations. You trust. You need trust for all these things to work for you. Failure is the best learning curve. Whether you're a professional or a personal matter. It's understood. Once you're failing, you're learning. The only place where you have a challenge is if you're continuously failing and you're not even understanding why you're failing, or you're not even doing anything about your failing, and you get worried. We can find that even when we work with people, you're doing things and you're failing. It's not a problem. Where it is a problem is you are not trying to change anything about the last thing you did that caused you to fail. You're doing the exact same thing. But if you understand that maybe these things, the steps you took, the actions you took, should have given you success, but for timing, then you can repeat exactly what you did at a different time. But each time you fail, do a bit of appraisal. It's okay to feel disgusted, to feel disappointed, to feel sad. It's fine. Cry even. But after crying, do that self-appraisal. Then you pick yourself up and go again. So, strategy is what changes. If your strategy has a flaw, change it. That's what I'm talking about. Doing things the way you want it to give you results. You already know the result you expect. Find out if it's your timing that's wrong, if it's your approach, if it's some of the things you did in the process, you know that. Now, the reason we're talking about failure is because of the law of wasted efforts. Remember, like I said, at the end of the class, you should have decided and determined what the law of wasted effort is. The lion is the king of the jungle. Do you know that lion only succeeds in a quarter of their hunting attempts? This means that they fail 75% of their attempts and succeed in only 25. Despite this small percentage of wins, they don't despair in their pursuit. What does this statement mean? It means that if a lion, king of the jungle now, chases an animal 100 times, it will only catch that animal 25 times. The animal will escape or outrun or outmaneuver the lion 75 times. Yet, he's the king of the jungle. 25% are pass mark. But nature has different rules that it lives by. So, the main reason for this is not because of hunger, but it is the understanding of the law of wasted efforts. This is instinctively built into animals, a law by which nature is governed. I told you, like for babies, immediately babies are born. From birth, they understand the law of nature. There's one thing about human beings. It's like the older we get, we forget things we should remember. Oh yeah. Because babies understand this law perfectly. Perfect. In fact, they are masters at it. Again, like coming down from the bed. A baby, you keep your baby in your sitting room, tries to climb the chair. He can't climb it. The baby will cry and cry and cry and wail. You take the baby, feed the baby, pat the baby. The minute you put it down, it's trying again to climb that chair. And they keep at it until they succeed. They don't count the times they couldn't make it. They just keep going. And that is the mindset you need as a salesperson. You want to be a successful salesperson, you have to live by this law. Even more than these other laws, this one is more important to a salesperson. That's why I singled it out and I decided that this is what you need to understand. When you understand the law of wasted effort, then you're on your way to being a great salesman. A lion now, let's go back to the king of... How many of us watch Nat Geo Wild? How many? Good. For me, Nat Geo Wild, is my favorite station to watch, especially when they're showing programs about the African jungle. You know, there's one thing about the continents. Of all the continents in the world, Africa is the most exciting. You see, if you go to Asia, the biggest of the cats, the strongest cat of all, the tiger, which is stronger than a lion. One-on-one, a tiger will kill a lion. Straight. It won't even waste time. Immediately they start fighting, the tiger will kill a lion. But the tiger is not the king of the jungle. Tigers live in Asia. What do they have there? They have bears, they have elephants. The tiger is the top apex predator in Asia. But his success is not like the success of the lion. Let's go to another continent, Europe. What's the worst animal they have in Europe? They have bears in some parts. Bears. But the bear is a very worthy contender. If a bear actually stands, it stands roughly like 7'5". A bear can stand. The nails on the bear, you see the length of this finger is the length of the claw on a bear. That's where the hand ends. The length of the claw begins like this. 5 of them in a bear. A bear can bite a man's head and crack the skull once. That's how powerful the bear is and how ferocious it is. Yet, the bear is not the king of the jungle. Europe not even get wildlife. If you watch Nat Geo Wild, anytime they're showing you European wildlife, in fact, it's the fox, even snakes, there are some. Do you know that in Ireland there's no snake at all? Yeah, that country, Ireland, no snake. Snakes don't live in Ireland. Absolutely, they live everywhere else in the world. None in Ireland. Yeah, but in Europe, top predators, in fact, the most exciting animal in Europe is even the wolf. And the wolf is like a little bigger than a dog. Some modern breeds of dogs are even bigger than the wolf. That's the most exciting animal they have in Europe. Go to America. Among the cats, they have pumas, mountain lion. No, I'm talking about cats now. Mountain lion and the jaguar. The jaguar is only for South America. That's Brazil, Argentina, and all the rest. The Amazon jungle. That's where you find jaguar. Jaguars are the top predator there. But what animal compares to the jaguar in Africa? A leopard. And that's not a top predator. It's one of the top, but it's not number one. So you see, Africa, there's something different. Go around this continent, especially. But when you come to Africa, you see all those. If you want to watch Nat Geo Wild and it's exciting, which of the animals you want to watch? Is it hippopotamus that will even chance a crocodile inside the river? Is it which one now? The elephants, giraffes. We have plenty. Then come to the savannah. The snakes we have here too. Yes, Amazon has the biggest snake in the world. But in Africa, our rock pythons and boa constrictors, well, those ones not they play. Anything they catch, they don't squeeze and chop sharp. And they actively hunt. So I'm taking time to tell us about these things so that you realize that you are in the best terrain to practice your skill as a salesperson. Why? Because Africa is undersold on everything. We are undersold in everything. But you see, we begin with the animals now. Then you look at the jungle. Why is the lion the king of the jungle? The lion is the only social cat. What does it mean when we say the lion is a social cat? Please, what does it mean? When we say lion is a social cat, if I not tell me, I know we'll talk this part, I will leave on. What does it mean? Somebody should know. Give me an attempt at least. When we say lion is a social cat, what does that mean? They go party, they go club. What not tell me now? Waiting. They drink beer. See, the lion is a social cat because it does not live alone. Do you understand? That's what it means. It's social. What else do we know about the lion? It's focused. When a lion sights a prey, it begins to watch it, begins to calculate. He focuses on that prey. Nothing else. Make any other thing that happen around him, he doesn't want to know. It's focused. Before he even begins to hunt, he begins to watch the animal, to do mental calculation. If I chase it this way, where will it run to? If I do this, what will happen next? So, what else do we know about it? Strategy. The lions, what they do is they come up with strategies. And in the animal kingdom, God has made them such that they don't speak. Immediately a prey comes in view, every single lion in a pride of lion knows its role, and they begin to take position. What is their best strategy that they usually use? Once they see that prey, they will focus. Once they focus on the prey, next thing you see, they begin to disperse. You will think ordinarily that they are walking away. They are not. They will not even, that animal, if the animal is this way, some lions are going like this, some are going this way. They will go far and turn around. In fact, some will go all the way and stay. The main one that is supposed to catch the prey will go far and turn and stay on the other side. Somehow, the rest of the one here, and they will leave the one there is one that will be focused on that prey, while others quickly take position. They know when the rest are in position. No, they don't talk. They won't even roar. If they roar, the prey will run. They are quiet. They know. Once everything is set, the ambush has been set, this one now walks out and lets the prey see it. And once the prey sees it, and it will come out from a direction, they've already calculated. If I come like this, it was likely to run this way or that way. Now, immediately they come out, and that prey sees them. The prey begins to run, and they begin to chase. He's not chasing to catch because he knows he cannot catch that prey. He's chasing the prey into a trap that they have pre-arranged. The prey gets into that area, and then the one that is actually meant to catch it will grab it, bring it down. Then the others will arrive. And then it's a party. That's why they are social cats. The party begins. Exactly. What else do we know about lions? Protects territories. That's the essence of that roar. That's the essence of the roar. When the lion roars, it's not really roaring for roaring's sake. It's telling other lions, now me get this zone, if you enter here and a problem, then the one that feels he can overpower that lion will enter. In a lion pride, every lion knows its own role. They grow up and grow into it naturally, but it is groomed. Once they are born, the younger ones get to a certain age, they sit and watch the older ones hunt. And then, as they are watching, they are learning. Naturally, without words, each of them will fit into their position. Then they join the hunt, and then they become master hunters. So, be the lion. You have to be the king of the jungle. You have to not fear. The lion has no fear. The lion will chase. Look, have you ever heard that a tiger attacked an elephant before? But the lion will attack an elephant. It will attack hippopotamus. It will attack crocodile. Even the crocodile that is king in the water. When a lion, if he hears something moving in the water, he sees it's a lion. The instinct to attack will be there. but it is cautious because it knows this is a lion. You attack wrongly, it will crush your skull. And instead of you killing the lion will kill you in the water. Although the lion too is scared, the crocodile is scared. Anybody, and animals don't want injury. If an animal gets injured, it's a death sentence. For all animals, they do not like anything that will give them injury, they run. But a lion must eat. It is in their nature to be king. They have to dominate. The lion, the kind of food that lions hunt, no other animal hunts. Giraffes, only lions hunt them. Elephants, only lions. Hippos, buffaloes, wildebeest, just you name them. They can, and they don't go for the small game. See, there's this cat. You see the domestic cat. There's this cat in the bush that cries in the night. It can jump. It's called a serval. It can jump and from the ground, like if it leaps, it can touch this roof. One leap, direct from the ground. Its feet are like springs. So that one can leap. That's the one that can leap highest. Talk about speed. It is the cheetah that is the fastest land animal in the planet. On this earth, only the cheetah can run 0 to 70 miles per hour in 3 seconds. But it can only do it for a short time, but it's the fastest. The leopard is the most cunning of all cats. Or if you are looking at qualities of animals, lion no follow. Is not the strongest. Is it the biggest? Is it the most cunning? Is it the fastest? But why is he king of the jungle? Because of this unique attribute. He understands that law of wasted effort. That's what they use. If a lion, a pride of lion, chase, an animal and they don't catch it, and the animal escapes, they don't blame, even if it's one of them that caused it, they don't blame that one though. They just simply gather around, stay again, and wait for the next one. Nobody speaks. But imagine human beings in a team, and that team fails. Hey! And one person caused the problem. Chai. Waiting and no go talk. Do you understand? Some people will immediately even say that I can never work with this one in the team again. Because we do not understand the law of wasted efforts. I hope I'm making sense, right? Humans and law of wasted efforts. You see, just as I said, not only human being, they think, say, lack of success in a few attempts is equal to failure. But the truth is, we only fail when we stop trying. They tell you, the man who has truly failed is the man who fails to get up after falling. Well, I never heard before. The man who has failed is the man who fails to get up after falling. If you fall and you get up, you never fail. Your story never ends. That story never ends. And I always tell people, it don't matter your age. It don't matter your academic qualifications. It don't matter who you know. It don't matter how privileged you are born. It don't matter whether you're from the poorest of the poor. It don't matter, whether you don't become the highest criminal on earth. It doesn't matter whether you're the worst prostitute ever. It doesn't even matter whether you don't do abortion past everybody in this life. Keep trying. And that thing you're aiming for, you're going to get it. You will get it. It's a universal law of nature. That's why, sometimes people think they know what God wants. We don't. Who we be? Now in creators, then we think, say, we know in mind. You don't know God's mind. But we are quick to judge ourselves based on certain rules and regulations that we've set down. But I will tell you here in this class, set your own rules. And your rules should be one. Keep trying. That's the rule you should have. Keep trying. Whenever you fall, get up, try again. Aliyah sang about it now. Do we know Aliyah? Yeah. What's the song? Who can sing that song for us? Or give us the lyrics to it? No, that's not Aliyah. If at first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again. Gotta get up and try again. That's the lyrics of Aliyah's song. Aliyah is late now. But that's the lyrics to her song. If at first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again. Gotta get up and try again. Moving on from failure. Many students will say, I failed my exam, so I did not get good grades in the exam. Question to each student who has this kind of mindset and blocking themselves from growth. Is it a law that you will pass every time? Is it? Is it a law that you pass every time? It's not. You win some, you lose some. But you can pass every time. And you can fail every time. And then you can have, let me tell you, there's something about nature. God has arranged nature in such a way that, you know, the way God has arranged nature is such that you can not have the same thing continuously, non-stop. Nature has fixed it such that you have some of this, you have some of that. And everything keeps on going and coming together to make up humanity or to make up life as we know it. Now, I'll give you an instance. Okay, let's look at the second one. Another classic example is coaching a woman, and she actually said, I'm a divorcee and taking care of my only child as a single parent. And that is the reason why I am not able to succeed at a lot of things that I do. Is that a valid reason? She's a divorcee. She has a child that she's taking care of. Maybe she wants to come to attend these lectures today, and she knows she has a child, and in her mind, because I have that child will impede my learning. So she doesn't come to class. Everything happens to her, she will fail, and then she will say, oh, because I have this child, I am not able to. What is she actually looking for? Excuses and pity. But you see this life, no room, oh. No room. You see, one thing about life is, for instance, you can see people who are disabled. A person loses the use of his legs. He begins to walk with his hands. His hand will do both the things a hand will do and a leg will do. Where you don't see opportunity with a thing, it gives you another opportunity. That's why some people will call, this thing, a lot of people say disabled. Some people say differently abled. Because what they can do, you cannot. A blind person will not be able to see. But I can assure you that there are certain blind people, if they're in this room, they will identify each and every voice and footstep. The way your footsteps sound, they know who is coming. They'll tell you who is coming. They'll tell you whether you're happy. They'll tell you whether you're sad. If you're happy, you walk with a spring. You're sad, you shuffle. A blind person can actually tell. I don't know if all of them can do it, but I do know I've met a blind person who and I'll tell you how we got to that, how I got to meet that blind person. We got to the place where they were, went to visit them. And I entered a room first. I didn't realize that she was there. And I left the room. Subsequently, in the course of our visit, we met the people managing, looking after them. We entered that room again and left. And then later on, they now brought all of them out to meet us. So we introduced ourselves. By the time I got up to introduce, you from our team, you get up, you introduce yourself to them. Tell them who you are, your name, and all of that. I got up to introduce myself. And one of them actually said, okay, you're the one that came into the room the first time. I didn't understand what she was talking about. I said, what room? He said, yeah, you came to the room first time. Second time you came with some other people, and now you're here. So I was wondering, because I had not had that footfall before. See, that thing clicked in my head. I had not heard that footfall before. So it means for her, 100 people can enter this room and she will tell all 100 people apart. I don't know if you get what I mean. So she is differently able. But this woman is complaining. I get picking. Anybody help you born her? No, be you born her. Do you understand? Why do you want to see your child as an anchor dragging you down rather than a plus? All you have to do is think. Do what the lions will do. Strategize. Arrange yourself properly. If it's about time management, get people to stay and look after your kid. Or you make arrangement, find out if you can bring your kid to the training with you. Do you understand? But people don't even attempt. A lot of people will carry their kids, some women will carry their kids and they are begging. Make I not go there, but personally, I do not like to encourage that, because each person with their peculiar situations and challenges have peculiar advantages because of those situations they are in. That's what each of you need to realize. Whatever is that thing holding you back, if you really sit down and think, you'll find advantage in it. Use that advantage. Failure is okay. Very, very okay. This will not be licensed now. Say anytime where you just go fail, I don't fail now. It dey all right now. Angelo say it dey fine. It is okay, but it is not okay. It's okay to fail, but you should not be okay with failing. Basically, what it means is, even if you fail, get up and go again. Do you understand? The only person that can stop you is you. The only thing that can stop you is you. Nothing again. You have to realize law of wasted efforts. Failure is a normal stepping stone to success. Thomas Edison, who knows him? Who knows Thomas Edison? You said? The maker of the light bulb. The maker of light, now God, though. But light bulb. Yeah, but I get your point, sir. I got you very correctly, and you're correct. The maker of the light bulb. Do we know the story of how he got the light bulb? Somebody tell me. Yes, sir. Do you see? The man kept trying to, he invented the light bulb. These light bulbs that we use today, that we take for granted. Anytime we'll go find something, we fail at the thing. We'll just enter house on light. Can't they cry on top? The man didn't cry on top of his own. Not that he didn't cry, but he would not let it stop him. Thomas Edison is a famous inventor. The man invented so many things. Among them, the light bulb. He will try, he will fail. He will try again, he will fail. The man kept going on 999 times. And then on the 1000th attempt, he got it right. How many of our feet continue fail until I reach 1000? That's it. It's about you. It's about you. Your understanding of the law of wasted effort. Do you know why inventors are good at what they do? Do you know in their normal life they act like babies? This man, Isaac Newton, when he was alive, do we know Isaac Newton? The one that postulated the law of gravity. He's the one that postulated the law of gravity. Now, when he was alive, he had somebody who would usually serve him. It is that lady that regulated his life. Isaac Newton does not even, at a point in his life, the money that he makes from his inventions, he doesn't even understand whether they pay him or not. It's his housemaid, the woman that lived with him, that took charge of it to go and make sure she gets his money. He doesn't even know whether they have paid for his bills. If anything he needs, he doesn't even realize it. All he wants is to be in his lab working. You know, he disconnected from everyday life. Imagine such a genius, and he won't even realize it. Then this other one, Beethoven. Do we know about Beethoven? Beethoven. Yes, very correct, sir. Beethoven is a classical music composer. This Hallelujah, he's the one that composed it. Do you know that song? Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. I know those. Okay, is it? I think it's Hallelujah. I'm not exactly sure now, thinking about it. It is. So I'm correct, right? Good. This man, at a point in his life, if they don't remind him to eat, he won't eat. Yeah. He will not eat. Again, it's the house help that lived with him that made sure he eats. Do you see? These people basically become childlike. They disconnect with everyday things. That's why they keep going. That's why they are geniuses. They don't understand that because I have failed, I should give up. I'm not saying that we should get to their own states. Do you understand? But what I'm saying to you today is, you need to become childlike in certain things. The same way that child is trying to climb the bed and crying each time he falls and hits his head or something goes, or he fails to climb up, the child will cry. But the child will immediately go back to it until it succeeds in climbing up of that bed or that chair. A baby never gives up. You know, have you never wondered what programmed them that way? We all have that programming because we were all once babies and we all exhibited that character. And we all succeeded at climbing whatever we wanted to climb when we were babies. Now that we are adults, that we can master our emotions, why are we not, taking cognizance of that law of wasted efforts? Because the number of failure don't matter. It's the success that matters. Animals understand it. Do you know that even lions, king of the jungle, only less than 10% of their cubs survive to adulthood? A lion has plenty of cubs. Less than 10%. On the average, if they have 10 cubs in a lion pride, despite the lion being king of the jungle, with all their qualities, all their cubs will not grow to adulthood. They understand this. Sometimes hyenas, snakes, poisonous snakes will bite some. Hyenas will kill some. Leopards will kill some. Cheetahs will kill some cubs. Crocodiles will kill some cubs. Buffalo that they eat will kill some cubs. Sir? Eagles too will pick some baby, lion cubs. If once the adults are not around. And despite all of these things, only 10% would survive to adulthood. That tells you, nature understands this. And what happens, you see, if you come to a lion pride, in fact, the biggest killer of lion cubs are lions themselves, male lions. Yes. Look, they can have 10 cubs and save them from all other injury. Another male lion will come, overthrow. They're always challenging. That's why they roar. Your roar, the roar of that only male lions roar like that. And that roar can go for over 4 or 5 kilometers. Can be heard across over 4 or 5 kilometers. Now, when they roar like that, other lions that are not very strong will give chance. Some that feels that yes, now I don't grow rich, will come to challenge the male lion. But guess what? In a lion pride, once the cubs are growing, as the males among them are growing once they reach 1 year, the king or the lion pride, the king of the male lion in the pride will chase the male cubs away, because if they stay there and grow, they will challenge him, so he will chase them. And he's not chasing them because he hates them. It's a natural process, because the male lion the male has to be very strong. So how do you get very strong? They chase you away from the pride. You roam as a nomad lion alone. You will have to survive out there alone. It's a test of growth. In the animal kingdom, it's survival of the fittest. So the one that is weak will die out there, but the one that is strong will manage to overcome. And as they are growing in strength and experience, that their lion mane begins to increase. So when it gets to a certain point, he now finds a pride somewhere and will challenge the male lion. Yes, if he's unlucky, they will kill it. But if he's lucky and it defeats the male lion in the pride, it takes over the pride. It becomes all the female lions, which could be as much as 20 in some instances, now get all. And what's the first action after taking over? All the cubs, he will kill all of them. Yes, all the cubs in that pride, it will kill all. And the females, if you dare hide a cub, eventually it will know, because their sense of smell is strong. It will know, and if it knows that female hid it, it will also kill that female. They waste time. So once he kills all the cubs, what happens? Something happens to the females automatically. All of them comes into estrus. They wish to mate again, and then he mates with all the females, and they have new sets of cubs. These cubs now are his own cubs. He's sure. What is he doing? Is the natural way. They call it in biology natural selection. In evolution, that's what it is. The genes of the strong, you remove the genes of the weak and continue with the genes of the strong, so that the future generation will be strong. When they say, as we are talking about it, it seems like it's a bad thing. No, it's a law of nature, law of wasted effort. That's what is at play. Do you see how it applies in the lives of animals? We don't have to apply every aspect of it in our lives, but we apply it in sales. What part of it do we apply in sales? Never ever giving up. Failure is not the end. Your story doesn't end unless you refuse to get up. That's right. There are some great men, only death stops them. If they don't die, then they still die. There are even some great women, Dora Akunyili being one of them. If that woman wasn't alive, I'm sure by now she would have done or said some things that will resonate. Fela's mom, another great icon. I'm giving us homemade icons now. You know Fela's mom? Fumilayo Ransom Kuti. That woman was great. And it was her greatness that passed on to her children. So you see, nature does this law of natural selection. The strong will eat the weak to survive. It's not wickedness. It's only ensuring that the next generation is strong, while observing the law of wasted effort. Majority of the world rain falls in ocean. 86% of rainfall in the world in every year, 86%, that's only 4% may reach 90, falls in the ocean. So these things where they shout flood here, flood there, only 10%, rather 14% of the rainfall. Imagine if they share 50% on the oceans, 50% on land. Water will carry also. Do you see? That's how nature designed it. So now rain falling on ocean, it looks like waste, Abi. But it's the law of wasted of effort. That 14% that falls on land is one that helps us with agriculture, that gives us our water to drink, because you can't actually drink seawater. You drink it, you die. Do you know the reason why? The salt content. See, when God creates the universe, He don't arrange everything keep. That's why sometimes people come and tell you, God does not want this, God does. You don't know what God wants. Nobody knows. Nobody can claim to know. Look at, even in the Bible, the good book, the people that God calls, they are not people who are perfect. When Jesus was coming, he didn't come as a king on the horseback with chariot of gold. He didn't come. He came in a manger, abi? When God called Noah, Noah, they perfect? Noah had his own fault. What was his fault? Was he a drunk or a stammerer? We are told all these things. Look at Apostle Paul that wrote most of the books in the New Testament. What was he? Somebody who actually even killed Christians, get blood for a hand. That's the one God chose. We don't know none that does not have blood in their hands. In fact, he was even on his way to go and kill the apostles. Now be the person who eventually become the best propagator where God choose. Now I don't go that side. I'm not going to say here we are now touch me, we'll get that 30 areas. But we need to realize something. God has designed this world and designed each and every one of us in unique and special ways that we have qualities that cannot be put down. The only person that can stop those qualities is you and me. Refuse to develop your talent and it goes to waste. Refuse to develop it. But if you develop it, you become something wonderful. So, learn from mistakes and move on. Keep your energy level up always. Each time you fail, get up and try again. It's okay to have ups and downs. Failure does not mean anything. It simply tells you you're actually living and you're doing something right. It's okay to argue. It's okay to disagree and not be okay with other people's bad behavior, in quotes. Because what you see as bad behavior in others, those people might not see it as bad behavior. And what you might see as you are doing a normal thing, someone else might be seeing as a bad behavior. Do you understand? It's all about you. How is your willpower? What motivates you? Are you self-motivating? It's okay to feel dumb sometimes. You can feel stupid now. You can feel stupid. It's okay. Sometimes you trust somebody and you give them everything, and the person decides to take it and run. It's okay to feel bad, but it doesn't make you a failure because you trusted another human being. Because in truth, there should actually be trust amongst human beings. Just like there is always trust among the pride of lions. Remember when they want to hunt, each one knows his role, each one takes position. There is nobody talking. They assume their position and they succeed and they all eat together. There's trust. And amongst us human beings, there should be trust. Even though we choose to mess it up. It's not compulsory to have confidence all the time. Sometimes when you go to some places, you might look stupid, you might not dress well, you will make mistake, you trip on the step, you fall. You know? Maybe now a lady is walking, pulling her skirt down, she trips, hey, open leg. Everybody goes, ha! Wait till they see. She gets up, she continues. It only becomes an issue if she responds in a negative way to it. And I know how many times I don't feel. I don't feel well. And if some failure is still there front, just come to terms with it. Accept it. That's the law of wasted effort. Have a good cry if you need to. Women are lucky in this aspect. You see this cry matter. How am I going to feel if I begin crying now? Because until this way that they see for this life, they touch me, what kind? No, I say me, my cry. You put my it like that offer now make me feel cry now just now. Yeah, but if a woman cries, everybody, hey, why is she crying now? Let's pet her, let's hug her, hey, let's give her a hug, make her feel good. But if me I cry, Siam. That's the reaction that you Siam. Hey, who you? You didn't fuck up. Now they're going to tell me. Do you understand? Women are lucky in that aspect. They cry anytime they want. And that's why, you see, it's easy. Some people say women get over things better. Because, you see, all the negative pent-up feelings inside, when you cry, you let it all out. Because we don't feel cry like that. That's why we use beer. Cool and down. What we go do now? Now the one way reach us. It will make you feel better, lighter, and clearer. And then never ever take your failure to heart. Tell me, why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you take your failure to heart? One reason, any reason? You said? Exactly. It's not the end of the story. It happens and you just get up, you shrug it off, and you move on. What's the law of wasted effort? Failure is a stepping stone to success. That's what it tells us. It tells us that animals, plants, and all other forces of nature understand and live by this golden rule. Do you know how plants understand the law of wasted effort? For instance, a farmer goes to the farm. He plants 100 seeds of corn. Is it that 100 that will germinate? Law of wasted effort. That's why farmers actually plant 2 in a hole. 2 seeds of corn in a hole. At the end of the day, it's not the ones that will come out, will germinate, will not be up to that number. And as time goes on, more will still die. But the ones that would succeed and grow up and then yield ears of corn will give you so many corn seeds again that you have enough to eat, give people, sell, and still have more to plant for the next planting season. Law of wasted effort. See, these few that manage to survive will still give you enough yield. That's the way it works. When a coconut tree grows, coconut needs to, regrow again. It does something, because usually coconuts originally just grow by the beach besides the sea. That's how come coconut is spread almost across the whole world. Naturally, God arranged a system for it. That when the coconut grows and reaches maturity, it dries up in the tree. That husk around it, you see that coconut husk that covers the actual coconut, it dries up there and falls down. Then the waves of the ocean, you see how God arranged things. The waves of the ocean, in their natural coming and going, will pick up that coconut, take it to sea, and it begins to float. It floats across oceans, possibly from Africa, lands in Europe at a beach there. And then when it lands there, it pushes it up. Naturally, what will happen? Some other forces will come and, try and move it further up. When it reaches its destination, something will occur that will move it further up, away from the water. It now gets to the land, just at the edge of the sea. And there, it will begin to germinate. It knows it's, on its own. Nobody tells it that you've crossed the ocean. While it's in the ocean, it doesn't germinate. It will never germinate inside the ocean. That's salty water. That husk will protect it from that salty water. It would take months, possibly years, while floating. But once it reaches the ideal location, that coconut knows, yes, I don't arrive. And it begins to germinate and grow into a coconut tree. That's the law of nature. Only humans think that lack of success in a few attempts is failure. You only fail when you stop trying. Whenever you fail, appreciate the process and focus on learning and continue with the never giving up attitude. That's what the law of nature, wasted effort, is all about. I'll give you an example. Steve Jobs. He is the co-founder of Apple. Do we all know Steve Jobs? Apple. iPhones. Everything this, that, Apple Mac, whatever. His Apple is a top brand in phones. Steve Jobs was a college dropout. And he and his colleague founded the Apple company. Steve Jobs was the MD when they founded it. But he was fired from his own company. Then sacked him. Now he found the company, then sacked him from the company. He succeeded again in becoming CEO of Apple after 12 years. See how many years it takes for your own company, then sack you. He didn't give up. He continued to work at it 12 years before he could come back as CEO. And when he came back as CEO, that's when he now came with innovation. The iPhones we're using today and everything, all the gadgets of Apple we're using today. That was when he came. That's why he's called the master of innovation. Those were his brain at work. He will be remembered for a long time, even after death. He turned the tragedy of getting fired into a huge opportunity. But do we remember what killed him? He died of something. What killed Steve Jobs? Cancer. See, as salespeople, let me tell you, I noticed something. A lot of salespeople don't read. I tell you guys, for me, I read and I read and I read. I keep reading. I never stop reading. Whenever I can, I read. Because the more you read, the more you learn. You open your mind to acquiring knowledge, to gathering knowledge. Keep at it. Keep at it. Case 2, Abraham Lincoln. Do we know who Abraham Lincoln is? Who? Ex-president of America. He wasn't the first, he's an ex-president. That was Benjamin Franklin. Now, Abraham Lincoln, he failed in business at the age of 21. 21 years old, he don't fail low. He was defeated in a legislative race at age of 22. Failed again in business at age 24. His sweetheart died when he was 26 years old. By this time, some people don't they give up for life. Oh, say now my village people. No, this village thing. Steve Jobs not get village people. Oh, but yet he succeeded. Now, he had a nervous breakdown at age 27. Everything that had been happening to him got to him. And he suffered a nervous breakdown at 27. He lost a congressional race at 34. 34. He lost another congressional race at 36. When I see the failure on the rack up. Lost a senatorial race at 45. Failed to become vice president at age 47. Lost a senatorial race at that same 47 years of age and was elected president of the United States at age 52. He failed at almost everything, but he now crowned it by becoming POTUS. That POTUS, something. Understand that whatever it's about surviving or hunting as a predator, playing game, or building an IT company, the law of wasted efforts makes people sharper, better, richer to ultimately succeed in their goals. You can halt or take a moment, but you cannot say quit. See, anywhere you don't struggle reach. You know, I saw something. One guy told his girlfriend, say, you see this relationship, I don't do again. I don't tire, I give up. The lady say, you don't give up. No, say night don't come. I beg, sleep. Come shop, sleep. No worry. If you don't get energy, I get energy for two of us. This relationship no end anything. Do you understand? That's motivation. Do you think that guy will leave that lady? He shocked her night because he expected maybe she will break down to cry or something. But she told him, and no, you don't tire. Chop, sleep. You don't tire, I no understand you. Yeah, when you sleep, wake up. Don't worry, I get energy, I will carry two of us. When your own energy come back, you continue carrying us again. That guy no will leave the baby. Even if he don't make up his mind before. That thing she said, it resonates. It was said as a joke, but me, I saw something deeper in it. Never say no attitude. All of us are vulnerable to faults. We have our own weaknesses. Failures will happen. Just take it, it's part of life. Universal success mantra of the law of wasted effort will simply be: learn from failure, take action, don't quit, continue all over again until you succeed. Have we watched there's this remake of Robin Hood that they had this saying. It was marked on a sword: rise and rise again until lambs become lions. You know, normally lambs are about the weakest of all animals. They're about the weakest. Almost anything can kill a lamb. Even far away, they determine themselves will knock and beat them anyhow. But they said, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. It was a saying in that era of Robin Hood in England then. Because the then king, the younger brother to Richard the Lionheart, which was Little John, was a very mean king. And then it's about Freemasons anyways. The Masons at the time, that was when Freemason was started. They now came together that we can't allow this man to destroy this country. We have to stop him. So they had that saying, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. So, that brings us to the end of the class. So, thank you. So, do we have questions? Remember, today is a special Valentine edition.